production.
What's poppin', guys? So welcome to the weekly ticker breakdown. I'm feeling really bullish about this week. It's the last week of April here, so let's get right into it. This is Qyou, Qyou Media. So this is a stock that's on the TSX venture. What we're seeing here is we had a falling wedge pattern. So we happened to get this falling wedge pattern. It broke out, and now what we want to see is we need to follow this 8 EMA. It's starting to gap up, so we don't want to see it come back and fill these levels, but we do want to see it hold the 8 EMA and just keep riding it up. This one's a little bit choppy. It's not a smooth it's not a very smooth price movement on this stock, but it's looking pretty bullish right now with this breakout. Now we're just expecting it to ride the 8 EMA. I don't see anything completely wrong with it at the moment. CGY. So this one here is starting to show some weakness because we can't break up over these highs, and it's starting to, like, you know, fail after it's making a high. So I'm kind of leaning bearish on this. We got big bear volume coming in. Let's look what it looks like on the weekly time frame. Yeah, the weekly time frame, we could see there's, as of recent, there's big bear volume. So I have these levels marked out: $45 and this $52 to $54 range. If it can't hold this $52 to $54 range, I'd expect it to probably fall through. Could be trying to shape up a kind of like a descending triangle type pattern in a way. Could be trying to do something like that. So that's what my eyes would be on CGY. It's a little bit bearish, but if it doesn't end up breaking bear at this level, then this is the new floor on CGY. SLV. So are we gonna get the gold and silver bulls just take over now, right? I guess there's a bunch of talks about like a big run in gold and silver coming. So I don't know, when I look at silver and gold, I just see that there's still a lot of sellers. We just need to run out of sellers right now. We're just fizzling out the sellers. I really like what it's shaping up. I like to look at it from maybe more like a 2-day or a 3-day time frame. You could say it's starting to shape up a triangle in a way, right? It could be starting to form some sort of triangle around this area and letting it develop in this range. And then once we get that big bull break, it'll make the move to the upside. To be honest, I'm bullish on it. I don't see anything wrong with it in terms of like a bearish standpoint. I think it does have a lot of room to rise. When we look at it from a weekly time frame, it looks like it's just like it made an absolutely massive move, and then it just needs time to digest. So once it does get that, once it does consolidate enough and run out of sellers in this range, we could expect it to make a move towards $35 range. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I really like what SLV is looking like. And in terms of gold, we've been playing in this massive descending channel. So it's same thing. We're just gonna let it play out in this channel because it could just keep going. Right now, it seems like Bitcoin is more of a interest for investors than like gold or silver is. So I don't know. Maybe that's why we're not seeing such bullish price action when it comes to those commodities. So when we look at Sndl here, this is one of the names that it's probably one of the weaker pot stock names, right? Why do I say that? Well, just the overall trend is going way down. And this stock is going to run when the pot stocks run. So if you have like a pulse on what the pot stocks are doing, keep an eye on when you start to see CGC, Truel, and all those other leading pot stock names. Once those start to run, then it's likely Sndl will start to pick up as well. So that's when you could start looking at it. For the meantime, it looks like it does want to continue falling. If it can't hold this range, can't hold 85 cents, it might want to fall back to the 60-cent range. I guess it really depends on what the overall sector is doing. So I'd have an eye on like the sector leads. And then once those start to get running, then go to Sndl, because then it's going to be a lagger play, right? And then it's going to eventually catch up as well. So here we have Very. I'm liking Very. So like I said in a few previous videos, this descending wedge pattern has been very popular. It looks like we're starting to get a breakout. What we might need to see here is get the breakout and then come back, retest, and then go for the run. That could play out. But overall, I think this is probably one of the most popular patterns in the market right now. I've seen a lot of charts and a lot of stocks shape up this sort of descending wedge, falling wedge type of pattern. Now, how we play this is that you either buy off the bottom trend line or you buy the bull break. I bought in on Friday, and now I'm expecting it to get that bull break, and we need that big bull volume, right? So when I look in at the 30-minute time frame, this morning we did get some big bull volume compared to some of the fewer days, but what we want to see is that daily bull volume. Once we get that big daily bull volume, it'll probably indicate that we're going to be rising and driving prices way out of this range here. So I'd say it's worth adding on the watch list. We finally broke up over this this upper trend line, and it could be ready to go for a run. So we have Intel INTC here. We had a big gap down. What I like about this stock, I'm going to put it on the 3-day time frame. We've been playing in this range from $42 to $70, we'll say, for quite some time. Like at first we were playing from 42 to 58. From 2018 we were playing in that range, and then once we broke over, the new range we started to play up against was $70. So now that we've established that $70 is the new high, we want to see it hold the old 58 level, because if this was once our base, now we want to make this our base, so then we can further go up, if that makes sense to you guys. So we want to develop a strong base in this $42 to $58 range, which it looks like we could potentially have done. And now what we want to do is we want to hold these levels. We need to hold this $58 range. Now that we've gapped down in this area, spinning top candlestick, we need to we want to see it slowly grind our way back up, fill this gap, and then get a breakout of that $67, $68 range to break up towards $70, $80, $75, $80 range. I'm liking INTC. Overall, it's a massive uptrend since probably 2009, right? I like it. Overall, it looks good. If you look at charts that look like this, the next step is getting that big run. So I'd say in the next few years, we could see Intel potentially make its run up to 100 or something, potentially. FedEx. So here on FedEx, I'm starting to recognize that it's potentially putting in a topping pattern around this range. The last time we were around this 260 range, we came up, stalled, came up, stalled, and started to create this kind of descending trend line here. This downward trend line was indicating that we were going to go down, so I'm starting to see it potentially happen here too, right? There is big bear volume that's currently present, so I'm not going to ignore it. It could be one of those where we just need to play out in this range for it to fall down. It was a very strong impulsive move with not really much consolidation on the way up. So we might need to take that time to consolidate and fall back into this $200 range. So I do like FedEx overall. It is a dividend paying company. It's a huge uptrend. It's a great stock to invest in, but like in terms of buying up here at these levels, it might not be the best at the moment. I think there could be time for some patience on this stock, but I believe that's it for this week's ticker breakdown. So comment down below if you have any stocks you want to cover for next week. But thanks for watching and thanks for tuning in. Peace, guys.